May the 4th, and now we're on to Revenge of the 5th, totally made up days just to market Star Wars. And Star Wars is fine, but let's face it, all we really care about is Baby Yoda. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, baby Yoda. Hungry baby. That's what happens when you don't feed Baby Yoda. Hello everyone, I am still in the middle of a live stream, still Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube heartbeat, and anything you guys say, as you know, will pop up on screen in the middle of these videos that I'm going to be clipping and putting out later in the week. We have a trilogy of articles that are perhaps better than the Star Wars trilogy we already got. Oh yeah! Rian Johnson's excited for Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie. This just makes me think that my initial assumption was correct, and this is probably a bad idea. You've got a director like Taika Waititi who has so much got his fingerprint on something. He's not going to be able to stay true to the brand, true to the aesthetic, true to the message, true to the appeal. Same thing with Rian Johnson. He came in, and he's very much one of these auteurs, sort of directors. These sort of directors that come in, you know, like your Rian Johnsons. Your what's the guy? Now I can't remember his name. Oh, this is me not remembering names. I follow him on Twitter too. The guy from Baby Driver, those guys, or your Wes Andersons, or those type of people. You don't want making a Star Wars movie. Taika Waititi's gonna do his own thing, and we know that. And that was what I was afraid of. That was my first thought was, I liked him enough in Thor Ragnarok, but keep in mind, I'm not hugely invested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe like a lot of people. I can look at a Thor movie as a standalone sort of fun popcorn superhero movie, and I'm not super invested in the mythology or the comics even. I like the popcorn movies as they are. They're popcorn movies and they're entertaining. You guys are saying one. You guys are going to know his name. You're going to remember his name in here, and I can't. Is it not Edgar Wright, is it? It's Edgar Wright, isn't it? Because that was the name that popped into my head. Beelzebub Pig Venus, Canadian $2 super chat. That's a funny name. Do these pants make my deek look big? Probably not. Also, thank you so much. Probably not. But they do make you look like you took a dump in them. I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. I'm not excited for this. And if Rian Johnson is... Oh... No. Bad. That's a bad Rian Johnson. Bad. There's more articles, though. It gets better. It gets more insulting. Why? Rey Skywalker was the only way Star Wars could have ended. Alright, I don't even care what they have to say in this one. The fact that it really annoyed pretty much everybody. I think the Reylos weren't happy about this one. You guys all remember how much the Reylos loved hearing, "My name is Skywalker, Rey Skywalker." Here it is. We'll just put it up on screen.
Rey Skywalker.
Those are your Reylos who love that so much. These are the people that they were catering to. These are the people that they wanted in the movie. They didn't like it. So if Screen Rant's got to come in and tell us why Rey Skywalker was the only way Star Wars could have ended, I don't care what they have to say at this point. I'm just going to laugh and say, sure. Are you trying to justify it for us or for them? Because if you're trying to justify it for us, no. Try and justify it for the Reylos, who are just going to go back over to Twilight soon. Oh, I hope it's soon. They got a new Twilight book to go and obsess over, so they can leave Star Wars alone for now and stop telling us all we're a bunch of gatekeepers, even though they're the ones trying to kick us out of the fandom that they kind of came in and appropriated and said, "Oh, you're just an old boomer. You're just an old white dude. You shouldn't be watching Star Wars." White male rage. Yeah, that thing. It's ridiculous how she just took the name and therefore she's just a Skywalker. So like, no, not only that, she spent more time with the Solo family. She was basically Ben Solo's girlfriend, depending on which interpretation you say. If you watch the movie, she was the girlfriend. If you read the book, she wasn't. So they had to retcon that in their little novelization. She spent more time with Leia. She spent more time with Han Solo. She spent, an afternoon with Luke Skywalker. And he basically made her into a dum-dum and smacked her hand with a leaf And that was it. That was it. He was grumpy. He drank some booby milk and he threw his lightsaber over his shoulder. She spent more time with Leia. She spent more. Why didn't she take the name Organa? Leia wasn't even a Skywalker. Why didn't she take Organa? Why didn't she take Solo? Why didn't she take any other name? Oh, because then they couldn't justify this title of what? It was a title by committee and they know it. We know that it didn't mean anything because it never does. It was a title that was going to play on the nostalgia to trick people into coming into the movie. That's all it was. And on today, Revenge of the Fifth, I have to call them out on that. Pasadena B6. Adam Driver, though, is a good guy. I hope they don't decide to ruin Keanu Reeves' character Neo. I hope so, too. I know they're filming the fourth Matrix one. Well, Adam Driver is a decent person. The problem is when the Reylos came in and decided to harass him, stalk him, bother his real-life wife, who, you know what, don't, family's off limits, bothering his real-life wife because they wanted what they saw on screen. They wanted the Reylo connection to be in real life because they saw it in Twilight. Because guess who? Guess who were a real life couple? Edward and Bella. They're a real life couple off screen before she realized she was an L. So this is part of why I always say Reylos are just Twilight fans. That's all it is. Mr. Another $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Star Wars Revenge of the Identity Theft. That's what it feels like. It is Revenge of the Identity Theft. And you know what? They're still making excuses for this, but this movie was not good. It was boring. I was bored by it. You know who else was bored by it? C3PO. C3PO couldn't even sit through it. Thank you so much again, Mr. Another. Really, really appreciate it. Anthony Daniels fell deeply, deeply, deeply asleep after watching Rise of Skywalker for the first time, or while watching it. Anthony Daniels, who played Fussy Android C3PO in Rise of Skywalker and all of Star Wars, has revealed that he fell asleep while watching Rise of Skywalker for the first time. In an interview with CNET, the sci-fi veteran said he fell deeply, deeply asleep while watching the poorly received film. Ooh, they're admitting it's poorly received film. In director J.J. Abrams' private viewing theater. But there were no test screenings. Oh, all the people are saying, but there were no there's no test screenings. You're making this up. Right here. That's a test screening. That is exactly what we were talking about. The test screenings for the cast, the friends, the family, the people who worked on the thing. We were right. We were right. We kept telling them that they're right, or we're right, because we kept saying all these critics coming, and this is where I completely lose my ability to form words. We kept having all these people hounding us for saying and calling out the test screenings that were poorly received by people like this. And this just confirms that the test screenings were poorly received. This confirms all of it. Anthony Daniels fell asleep. It was so bad. His viewing theater is gorgeously comfortable. It's just wonderful. Too comfortable. I was exhausted. Yeah. Sure you were. Now this is your way of saying, oh, no. It wasn't because it was a boring movie. Please don't kick me off of the convention circuit where I make my income. No. It was so comfy. So here he is, backpedaling, pedal back. Attributed the incident to a few glasses of medicinal wine consumed beforehand. Yeah, and the fact that the movie was kind of bad and hard to sit through. Anyway, sure it was. It was only after the premiere in London, when I avidly watched the film all the way through, that I admitted to JJ I had fallen asleep at his screening, said the actor. I know, he told me with a laugh. Probably because he heard him snore. I don't know. This is hilarious, though. I really, really enjoy when we're proven right. And this just proves, once again, that we knew what we were talking about. And that, no, it's not a massive test screen, a bunch of randos, you dummies. This is what, really, seriously, you got these people who go and mince words and they pick apart one semantic or pedantic little response to you. And no, we weren't wrong. As anyone suggested, the fifth as The Phantom Strikes Back. Ooh, that would be good. What else are you guys saying? Let the hate flow through you. I always had that. Hello, Writing Sonic. Mage Grey Wolf. I watched The Rise of Skywalker last night. It was like watching a bunch of video game cutscenes without the context of the game. But yes, Yeah, you're just going from fetch quest to fetch quest. You'll have a quest to go and find this wayfinder. Okay, so how many bad guys do I gotta plow through with a lightsaber before I get there? Oh, none? I'm watching a video game being played at me with no gameplay and nothing interesting. That is what Rise of Skywalker really, really felt like. The two times I sat through that thing. Yeah, I sat through it twice because I thought, you know what, no, this can't be it. This can't be the last. I must have missed something. I must have been tired when I first saw it. I must have been, you know, whatever. I must have missed something. And no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And that's the only one of these new ones that I've watched more than once since Force Awakens. And I watched that one twice in the theater. I just can't deal with that. David Quintana, we should give Rise of Skywalker the ET for Atari treatment. Oh yeah, just bury it all in a landfill somewhere. Well, that would mean they would have to print up enough of them on physical media, and I don't think they're printing up that many. They're printing up enough for the people who collect them, even though they don't like them, because you do still have that demographic of people who are going to collect stuff. I know I collect Baby Yoda stuff, even though Star Wars has been nothing but crap to me, and that's all Star Wars is anymore, is just cute little Baby Yodas.
Give it to the magic hand thing.
Oh,
Come on,
magic hand Baby Yodas.
Magic hand thing.
He's so cute.
I'm out of ideas.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's so cute. I wasn't that big a fan of the prequels. I'm not a big fan of the Disney sequels because they really play out like just bad corporate continuations of something that used to be special. And that's all this really is this is just something that used to be special. And when the big business got a hold of it, they decided to strip out any of the heart and soul. And sure, you've got a shell of Star Wars. You've got Star Wars on the side of it. You got Star Wars in name. But you don't have the passion and the connection, and this is just another mass consumable thing like every other one of these giant big blockbuster movies that we get every single month. You get this mass consumable thing, and I call it the McDonald'sization of franchises and entertainment, because they basically are assembly line, formulaic, as generic and low grade ingredients as they can get, with as many chemicals and fillers without any actual substance and quality. And they're charging you top dollar for that garbage too. What are you guys saying? Hollywood is so cheap. They are. And they have the nerve to charge us, you know, $15, $17 for these tickets. What happens a lot of the time, and what's been happening in the past decade of pop culture, and I started to see this during the days of G4, like the final days of G4, right around the time when Red Dead Redemption was coming out, and you would see this once Big Bang Theory got really popular. You had pretty much everybody and their brother thinking they're geeks, which is fine. Geek stuff is for everybody. You can like it. The problem was they actually really didn't like the thing when they got to it, and they decided to change it to something that they were more accustomed to and that they wanted, because they didn't want this old franchise for old people, because they are under the assumption that older people are problematic or or phobic, and they don't actually take the time to sit down and look at it or talk to the people they're just demonizing and lumping it all together with their little white male rage, white male rage, white male rage. That crap. Nev Champion, I found every single Disney Star Wars movie to be boring, and that's kind of how I am with Rogue One even. I can't really sit through that one anymore, because really the tail end of it is just the Vader stuff. That was good. I like the Vader stuff, but so much of it was still Disney Star Wars. I hate to say it. I had chills when Vader killed the rebels at the end of Rogue One. Yes. Oh, like one lightsaber wielding Jason Voorhees. Absolutely. And that was the good part of Rogue One. That was the best part of it. And they put it at the tail end, so you go out of the theater being, you know, excited and passionate. Like, oh my God, that was awesome. I remember coming home that night and I'm like, this is the best one. This is the best one I've seen since like Empire Strikes Back. I really, really liked it. Because that tail end. And I was even thinking in my head while I was watching it though, this is kind of slow, this is kind of dragging, this is kind of boring, this is kind of taking a long time to get where we need to go. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section of this video when I post it. I'm going to go back to my live chat.